Welcome back to Revit Basics. So today it's the Visibility Graphics or VG on your keyboard. Okay, so Visibility Graphics do help a lot if it is to temporarily hide an element or a whole set of elements, or to change the way they display on plan. You could use Visibility Graphics. So, as I said, there's either VG on your keyboard, that's it, or on the left you will see under your properties panel, it says Visibility Graphics. You say edit and it'll open up the same interface. Okay, now you have a few different categories here. You have model categories, annotation categories, analytical model categories, imported categories, and filters. Okay, so if we now go under model categories and we click just anywhere and I hit W, I'll be able to find walls. Now I can either make it invisible, so if I say apply and OK, all my walls disappear. Okay, go back to walls. I'm going to unhide them again, so apply. You'll see they've shown back up, but I would like them to be halftone, so I'm going to click over there. I'm going to say apply. Now they are halftone, so they're not as prominent. Okay, you can also play with transparency. So for walls, the transparency, I can override that and I can make them more transparent. Say OK and apply. There we go. Now they're more transparent. I can see where the edge of my floor runs. Okay, I can reset that, clear overrides. Okay, I can also change the way it shows up on plan. So the pattern, I can pick a different foreground pattern. So I'm going to pick a concrete pattern. I'll make the color, let's make it yellow and say OK. And I want the background to be solid fill, and I want that to be this turquoise or cyan. I'm going to say OK and say apply and OK. That is the way it'll now display if it is not being cut through. Let's see if we change the, there we go. Now let's see if we can change the way it looks when you cut through it. Okay, go back to walls. That is your projections. Let's see if we can go to overrides here. We can change our outline. So I'm going to make it this double dash, and we can make that a bright blue. We go OK. The weighting of that will make it a 5. OK. Oh, and here's the cut pattern. So to override that, the foreground, let's make it insulation, and we'll make it a cyan, and the background, make it solid, and make the color like a bright green. Okay, okay, so apply. There we go. This is how our walls look now. Okay, so you can make it override. You can make it override what you see in view and what you want to display. If you want to hide all of your annotation category elements, go to VG, go to annotation categories, and here you can just click to hide everything in view. If that is something you want to do, you can unhide it again, so apply, that'll unhide it. If I want to hide just sections, hit S, and I can go and find sections, and I can hide them. Now I have no more sections. So visibility graphics are very, very powerful. It can help you curate your view a lot better. Now this is where view templates come in. Okay, so let us create a duplicate floor plan quickly, or a new floor plan, and we can apply a view template to multiple different plans. Okay, so I'm going to go to view quickly. I'm going to create a new plan, so floor plan. I would like to create one for level 0, say OK, there we go. Let us create one more. Why not? Okay, there we go. Now on this one, I'm going to add some lines. Let us play around with these planning lines. So if I were to plan on placing cabinets, could have done that there and there, for instance, and over here. Okay, so now this is now my planning floor plan. Let's rename it to planning level 0, and the other one, this one is our clean one with no annotations, and then we have our original. So we have these three up top. Okay, so I'm actually going to place these all onto one sheet quickly, just so we have a better view of them all. There we go. Whoops, we grabbed level 1. Remove level 1. There we go. Here are our three floor plans. Okay. Now I'm going to set up a view template within this one. So if I select it, okay, if I'm in the view or on a sheet, so if I go within the view, doesn't matter, it'll have the same effect. So I'm going to select a view and scroll down. Here under identity data, you see view template. It says none. Let's click that. You'll see here it gives you a few standard ones it is already set up. So I'm going to pick architectural plan and I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to create my own. So it is custom floor plan and say OK. Now I want them all to be at scale. Let's make it, let's keep it 1 to 100. That is fine. My display model is currently as normal. That is fine. My detail level, I would like that to be under fine. And my parts visibility show original, I'm going to leave that as is. We can add shadows. So I want to add some shadows, cast shadows, and I want to see ambient shadows. Apply, OK. And why not add sketchy lines as well? So I'm going to add some jitter and some extension to that. Apply, OK. So I can make this look like a hand-drawn sketch. I don't want any underlay. My lighting, we'll leave that as is. Photographic exposure, we'll leave that as is. View range, leave it as is. Orientation, we could actually change this. No, we'll leave it as is. My phase filter is show all, discipline, architectural. That is all fine. Color scheme, depth clipping, etc. I want to change now my visibility graphics. Here it says VG, all of these. Those will be my visibility graphics. So I want to open that up and I would like to hide my section lines in these views. So I'm going to hide section lines under my annotation categories, and lines, funny enough, are under model categories. So I'm going to hit L over here. Now you'll see lines. If you hit the plus, you will see a plethora of different types of lines. Okay, your room separators live under here as well. So I can turn off all lines or specific lines. So remember, I used planning lines for my planning plan. I'll turn off planning lines and I'll say apply. And under my model categories, I would actually like all of my walls to display red. So I'm going to go to walls. Here we go. They have no overrides. I would like them to stay that way. That is fine. I would like my windows to stay as they are, but I want my doors to display as red as well, because I would like to indicate that they are new. Okay, so I'm going to do this under cut. So I think I'll do it for cut and projection. So for cut, I want my doors to display as yellow, for instance. So solid, I want to display as yellow because they are wooden doors. I'm going to say OK. And then my lines, I would like that to be a solid line, and I want it to display red. OK. It'll look very McDonald's-y. For my patterns, we'll leave that as is, and these lines I would like to override as well to red and to solid. OK, apply, OK, apply, OK. So now you'll see this one plan has that look. OK, it looks quite interesting. I do like this quite a bit. Okay, but these other two look the exact same. Okay, they still look the same as they were before. So I'm going to select those two, and yeah, under View Template, open that up. Yeah, I see Custom Floor Plan. I'm going to say Apply and OK, and you'll see they change as well. Okay, I would like to now hide my elevations. So I'm going to click on one, open up the View Templates, Edit, go to Annotation Categories, hit E for elevation. Here's elevations. You can hide that. So Apply and OK, Apply and OK. Now they're hidden under all of them. That's how View Templates work. So that can be used on any, if not all, of your views. So I definitely recommend having a look at this sketchy line effect, especially with 3D views. They do look very, very nice. Okay, so this is an interesting way to present your work, I think, especially for like exhibitions and that kind of thing. And you could have a very, very clean floor plan like this, and you would have maybe 1 or 2 dimensions, nothing too extra, and you could have this sketchy line effect, and I think that would communicate very, very well. It's very appealing to look at. But that is Visibility Graphics and View Templates.